All right, we are live. Um, Today we are going to do we're going to start incorporating a lot of these, like section one up to five, in just one big test. So today we're just going to go um, see if we can do 50 new ones, right? And then see how far we get. So let's go. Which of the following best describes the negative effects of potentially unwanted programs or pups? B. What is the primary purpose of heap spring in computer security? B. To facilitate arbitrary code execution, heap spring is a technique used in exploits to facilitate arbitrary code execution. It works by allocating large blocks in the target's process heap and filling the bytes in these blocks with specific values. What is one reason that backdoors are deliberately and widely known? To help manufacturers restore user passwords. What is the primary goal of dictionary attacks in cryptanalysis and computer security? C sounds like the right answer here. In context of computer security and cyber warfare, what does the term command and control refer to? Um, C. Which of the following is true about offline dictionary attacks? I would assume is a discovery. Um, Removes a sense of discovery because you're there's no trace back to who's attacking A. Attackers can try key combinations without the risk of discovery or interference. In an offline dictionary attack, the attacker has gained access to encrypted material and can try various key combinations without the risk of discovery. Which social engineering principle exploits the victim's lack of knowledge about uncommon attacks to gain unauthorized access to their files. Uh, Scarcity. Due to the victim's unfamiliarity with these types of attacks, they are less likely to recognize a threat and take necessary precautions. What is the primary purpose of a botnet? Um, yeah, B sounds like the right answer. Almost the other ones don't seem like the correct ones. And um, botnets are usually like created because there's a piece of like uh, uh there's like a Trojan on the machine, like a rat or a mode access Trojan. That's just kind of lingering in the background and then just allowing um, a botnet to be created using your machine and then all the other machines on the network that the Trojan has access to. Which of the following countermeasures can prevent online dictionary attacks? Um, yeah, preventing too many attempts or account lockout policies. Yeah, that'd be correct answer here. What makes rootkit detection particularly difficult? Yeah, I would assume there's some control of the software just kind of masking its location. Yeah. Rootkit detection is difficult because a rootkit may be able to subvert the software that is intended to find it. The ability to hide from hide or manipulate detection methods may makes it challenging for security professionals to identify and remove rootkits from compromised systems. What is the primary purpose of a rainbow table in the context of computer security? So you pre-compute the output of hash functions for cracking passwords. A rainbow table is a pre-computed table for caching the output of cryptographic hash functions, usually for cracking passwords. It represents a space-time trade-off using less computer processing time and more storage than a brute force attack. Which of the following statements is true about Trojans? They propagate themselves by injecting their code into other files. They only spread through email attachments. They mislead users with their true intent. This is, I think, true. Yeah. Trojan's a type of malware that misleads the users about its true purpose or intent. It can be disguised as a legitimate software or file and trick the user into executing it. Once executed, the Trojan can perform various malicious activities such as stealing sensitive information or providing unauthorized access to the affected computer. In the context of crypto analysis, what is the primary objective of a known plain attack or KPA? Really haven't really seen this term be used. Um, yeah. Uh, known known plain text attacks. The attacker has access to both plain text and cipher text. The attacker can use information to reveal further secrets and further secret information such as secret keys and code books. Which of the following statement best describes the impersonation method in social engineering? Relies on people's trust and it involves the attacker playing a known role to the user. Yeah, they usually play someone that is either the coworker or a family member or someone very close, so that they could give that sense of trust and try to get the user to do as they ask, whether that be like sending them money or sending them information, right? Which principle of social engineering involves using other people's actions or decisions to justify the attacker's request? Consensus. Consensus is also known as social proof, is a principle of social engineering where the attacker refers to other people's actions or decisions to justify their own request. They may tell target that their coworker was able to provide the requested information previously, implying that it should be acceptable for the target to do the same. Which of the following is a physical attack that involves adding additional electronics inside of a USB cable or a flash drive to trick the operating system to recognizing it as a human interface device? Uh, I would assume this would be like a C question. There is a there is a cable called trying to remember. Um, yes, the OMG cable. Yeah, so the OMG cable is just it looks like a regular USB cable, and it comes in a variety of different styles, like an Apple or or USB-C for like Android, right? Um, well, I guess iPhone is USB-C now as well, but yeah, the main point is that you can put more technology into a cable that would allow it to be malicious, right? And usually, none of these would relate to what that is, right? So it'd be like a USB attack. Yeah, if you're interested, it's OMG cable. I believe Hack 5 sells the item. How does social engineering attacks exploit trust to deceive victims? Yeah, cycloning, phishing, vishing. It's all in the relevance of showcasing that this is something real, and that you can use it or get directions from it. When the victims believe they are interacting with a trustworthy source, they are more likely to provide sensitive information or perform actions that compromise their security. Yeah, this is a. I don't know about the study, so I think it was relatively high. Um, mm, I think it was like a 45%. Yeah, so almost 50% chance that someone will pick it up and plug it into a computer, which is kind of scary. What differentiates a logic bomb from a trial program with disabled functionality after a set time? The use of specific date for activation, the presence of malicious code, the user's awareness and content to the payload, the ability to spread like a virus or a worm. I think it's C. I think at this one we technically got wrong because I was gonna answer like B, but yeah, we'll come back to this one. In cybersecurity, what is the relationship between card cloning and skimming? Um, Skimming is an attack to gain the information of a card, which can be used for card cloning. Yeah, that's looks like the correct answer here. Credit card skimmers can be installed really anywhere, gas pumps, inside stores. Sometimes the employees that are working at that store are in on it, and they're the ones who are working with the individual to steal people's money. So yeah, stay safe out there. Make sure you're using something like a credit card for your purchases, so that there's a they don't have direct access to your checking account. What is the main characteristic of a remote access Trojan? Yeah, C sounds like the correct answer. Yeah. While desktop sharing remote administration can have many legal uses, rats are associated with criminal malicious activity. They typically installed without victims' knowledge and try to hide their operation from both the victim and security software. What differentiates a computer worm from other types of malware in terms of its propagation method? Computer worms replicate themselves and use a network to spread. A computer worm is a standalone malware program that replicates itself to spread to other other computers, i.e., burrowing. If that's a easy way to remember, burrow its way through the network to hit other machines. It often uses the computer network to spread itself, relying on security failures on the target computer to access it. Worms can cause harm to the network, even if only by consuming bandwidth, and can spread without requiring a host program or user interaction. What is an example of an advanced skimming method in cybersecurity? Yeah, this is true. You can even find it in the airport, which is crazy. Like these skimmers are everywhere. So just make sure you either you try your best to tug on the card reader before actually inserting your card. That's a way to check just quickly. But yeah, I don't know of a way to guarantee that you know that this is a skimmer or not. Just make sure you're using your credit card. What is the primary purpose of keystroke logging, or key logging, I assume? To gather information about the person's keyboard usage for research purposes. Research purposes, interesting. To record the keystroke on the keyboard typically can covertly for monitoring or stealing information. Yeah, that looks right. See, what is the potential risk of using poisoned training data from the machine learning process? Yeah, I would assume it corrupt its ability to recognize malicious content. That would be okay. Learning may not work properly. I guess that's true. I guess there's other ways to answer this question, but yeah, we'll come back to that one. What is the primary reason fileless malware is difficult to detect? Well, there's no file. It exists exclusively in computer memory and does not write to the hard drive. Yeah, that's why it's hard. Can't really scan your OS because your OS is stored on the drive, and memory scanners are not built into all antiviruses, so it's difficult to detect. What is machine learning in cybersecurity? A subset of quantum computing that uses statistical analysis to predict threats. Um, Type of AI that uses a predefined set of rules to identify and block threats. Previous data sets to create models that help identify previous threats. See, yeah, machine learning is a subset of AI that involves using algorithms and statistical models to allow computers to learn from previous data sets. ML can be used to create models that can help identify and prevent threats such as malware, phishing attacks by analyzing previous data and identifying patterns that indicate malicious activity. What principle of social engineering involves creating a sense of urgency to persuade the target to act quickly? This is urgency, um, or involves creating a sense of urgency, uh, authority. Oh, I guess scarcity would be right here. I think we had this question like a couple of days ago. Unfortunate. We'll come back. What is the primary technique used by advanced ransomware to extort victims to pay for payment? Encrypting the files, and then they'll decrypt it if you send them the money. That's never guaranteed. What is a supply chain attack? A sounds right here. Targeting less secure elements in the supply chain, such as a vendor, manufacturer, distributor. The cybercriminals typically tamper with the manufacture and distribution of a product by installing malware or hardware-based spying components. This can happen in software or hardware. The text provided mentions this as the correct answer. Okay. What is the primary goal of spyware? Gather information about a person or organization and send it to another entity in a harmful way. What are the advantages of storing data in the cloud as compared to storing it on premise? Uh, yeah, you don't have to provide any physical security, so that the need for to pay for that is no longer there. You get a larger scale of security, and then uptime is increased. It's usually a little bit more expensive. I don't think A would be true here. I think D is right answer. Well, I guess an on-demand system. Yeah, I could see how D was gonna be wrong here. Okay, we'll come back to that one. How attackers exploit familiarity, liking uh, to successfully execute a social engineering attack. A known individual or organization. Yeah. What is a birthday attack? It's a cryptographic attack that exploits the mathematics behind the birthday problem in probability theory. That is true. Target individuals and their birthday. That's funny. That would be very unfortunate. But yeah, the correct answer here is A. What is the potential risk of using poison training data during the machine learning process? So we had this question here. See if I remember. May not work properly. I think it was B. Yep. Which social engineering technique involves creating a fake website similar to an original one to deceive the users? Phishing. Which cloud service model requires the customer to manage the system from the operating system up? Uh, sounds like a PaaS. Through the application of be responsible for data security. Sounds like a PaaS system. Mm, PaaS, the model gives the developer own applications. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess. Oh yeah, this is correct. It provides the customer with hardware required to get their sources up and running. Storage, however, the customer is responsible for the operating system. Okay, we'll come back to that one. I'll do that one again. What is the significance of collision attacks in cryptography? A. Collision attacks are significant in cryptography because they allow attacker to undermine the security granted by digital signatures, allowing them to fraudulently make data appear as if it has been verified for its integrity and authenticity. Wow, tongue twister. This means that the collision attacks can circumvent the security mechanisms we rely on to keep our online world safe. The text provided mentions this is the correct answer. Which cloud computing model requires an org to manage the operating system, middleware, runtime data, and applications while the cloud provider handles the networking, storage, and server virtualizations? Uh, sounds like a PaaS environment. Uh, sorry, I meant an IaaS environment. I was saying PaaS because for the last question, but okay, we'll come back to that one. What is the downgrade attack? Makes it abandon a high quality mode of operation in favor of a low quality one. Yeah, sounds like a downgrade to me. Oh, they. Prime person of a honey net and network security. Gather information. Which of the following is a vulnerability that might give a way for attackers to move around a file system? Directory traversal. What is the primary purpose of DNS sinkhole in a security context? B. What are the advantages of storing data in the cloud as compared to storing it on premise? I think we had this question. I think the correct answer here is A. Which of the following is a type of memory vulnerability that can allow an attacker to manipulate an application to crash or operate in an advantageous way? Buffer overflow. What is the primary advantage of using fog computing in IoT environment compared to traditional computing? This is the elimination of internet connectivity. That's what I remember. Ooh, okay, we got it wrong. Reduce latency and more efficient processing. Okay, come back. What is the primary purpose of a honey pot in the context of network security? Act as a decoy system for the attackers from the production environment. Yep. Which of the following is a API-based attack that aims to manipulate an application programming interface or an API to gain unauthorized access to or bring down the application or system? Um, PI attack. Which of the following best describes the key characteristics of a platform as a service in cloud computing? Uh, yeah, provide the building blocks while managing the underlying infrastructure. What is the main advantage of using containerization over traditional virtualization in cloud environments? They can share a single host. What is the main purpose of a honey file within a honeypot? Track the attackers and trigger an alert when accessed. What is the primary advantage of using microservices with an API gateway and a cloud-based application architecture? Reduces resources needed to run the application through containerization. No, so okay. That's just I just didn't end up. It didn't end up reading CC properly here, so had it wrong. Come back to that one. What is commonly used in site-to-site VPN implementation connecting two networks as if they are two on the same layer two network, but through layer three, layer two, L2. Which cloud service model requires the customer to manage the system from the operating system up? IaaS. What are the primary components provided by a cloud service provider? CPU, storage, networking connectivity. What is the key advantage of software-defined networks in the context of cloud computing and application deployment? B. Agility to make dynamic changes in network. Oops. Okay, I'll have to remember that one. Uh, Unfortunate, but we'll get it next time. What is a spanning tree protocol? A way to prevent the loops on a switch. What is the primary function of software-defined visibility in a cloud architecture? B. What is the difference between persistent and dissolvable agents in network access control? Persistent agent is a permanent piece of software installed on a device. What is a key benefit of using serverless architecture in cloud computing? reduces the need for human interaction during deployment. Which of the following is the standard for preventing loops on switch networks? Spanning tree protocol. C. Which in the cloud service model, which model requires the user to be responsible for the operating system applications and data security on the provided infrastructure? The user to be responsible for. Sounds like an IAS question. C. Which computing model would require an organization to manage the operating system, middleware, runtime data, applications, while the cloud service provider handles networking, storage, servers, and virtualization? Uh, Another IAS question. What is the key advantage of using a software-defined network? Um, Single pane of glass for managing all SDN devices. What is the primary purpose of tokenization in protecting data? Replacing a set of data, different set of data, obfuscating the data by masking it with asterisks, restricting user access to the data based on permission. First one, using a secret key, secret key, golden. Uh, okay, we got it wrong. Replacing a set of data with a different set of data. Yeah. Okay, we'll have to go back and remember that. It is to protect data by replacing sensitive information with a completely different set of data. What are the primary advantage of using microservices with API gateway and cloud-based application architecture? Okay, I think like we got like 7 wrong here, which is not great, but hey, a lot better than where we started. So glad that we got that out of the way. Uh, yeah, thanks for